assistant referees Stephen Seward, Aaron Wolf, and Noah Hartman. And at this time, we introduce to you the starting lineup for tonight's match. First for the visiting Panthers of Georgia State. In goal is number 1, Gunther Rangenberg. Number 4, Ross Finney. Number 6, Alan Henderson. Number 8, Jack Hilton Jones. Number 9, Max Wilkins. Number 10, Matthew Kirkland. Number 12, Sonny Paulson. Number 14, Brian Silva. Number 16, George Proctor. Number 21, Ramon Munoz. And number 23, Logan Lukey. Head coach of Georgia State is Brett Currency. Assistant coaches Ricky Davies and Daniel Mosley. And now here's the starting lineup for your Bowling Green State University Falcons. In goal, a junior from Paisley, Michigan, number 1, Logan Kowalczyk. A sophomore defender out of Toledo, Ohio, number 3, Jody Apanunu. A redshirt senior defender out of Dayton, Ohio, number 5, Jacob Erlandson. And midfield, a redshirt senior out of Holland, Ohio, number 8, Zach Fisher. And midfield, a senior from Barcelona, Spain, number 10, Sergey Martinez. A senior midfielder from Bowling Green, Ohio, number 12, Cale Nichols. A junior defender from Windsor, Ontario, Canada, number 13, Michael Montefiore. A sophomore midfielder from Bay Village, Ohio, number 15, Kyle Cusimano. A freshman midfielder out of Carretero, Mexico, number 17, Alberto Anaya. A senior midfielder from Guyana, Ohio, number 20, Jason Lukasco. And a junior midfielder from Sylvania, Ohio, number 27, Nathan Master. Assistant coaches for the Falcons, Nate Capone and Chris Brennan, associate head coach Sean Tiefin, and in his 13th season at the helm of Georgia Brown is head coach Aaron Nichols. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that everybody please rise and direct your attention to the flag at the north end of the field as we honor America, as well as all those who serve, those who are serving, and those who will be serving in our armed forces with the playing of our national anthem.
welcome to Cochrane Stadium. My name is Steven. I am joined by Will Earhart, and we are joined by one of the newest members of the MAC tonight, Georgia State. Blue and white trim. And strangely enough, the other new member of the MAC is Georgia Southern. Georgia State's 4-match winning streak is tied for 11th longest in the country.
Well, that's impressive stuff. I'd like to know more about the other 10 as the Falcons.
And we don't have that list, but what we do have is Game On. Falcons opening their MAC campaign. These games, of course, all count, but the MAC games really count. As you said, the Falcons looking to defend their MAC championship.
Right off the bat, this year they pressed high up the field with the ball, tried to create a chance for the receiver.
It's kind of a funky shape in which Jason Koski was in a deeper role, kind of a facilitator role. Panthers win the ball. The second set of Panthers we've played this season.
Who's the first?
Florida International. I had to think about it.
Florida International.
Yeah.
A lot of Panthers down south.
Dealt with. You're right. It must be a southern thing. I wonder where the cutoff for naming your team the Panthers is. I think when you get into Ohio, you get into more of a Bobcat situation. University was a Bobcat, as was Eli Shope. I believe he may not have been. He may have. Georgia State with some chances here. Oh, kind of muffed his line there. Joey Acuña was forced to send that one out. So some fangs on these Panthers early.
6s and 7s at the back for BGSU there. Joey Acuña had to head away after just moments earlier. Had a great crossfield ball and then Falcon curve attack. Quick transition.
I should mention that the flag hangs relatively calmly, and there's not any rain now, but the field is pretty damp and a little muddy in spots even. So I wonder if that factored into that kind of muffed kick we saw a minute ago that was probably on target, if not mishit.
Corner kick, Georgia State.
Same with a couple of picks early. Another message where you can see how slick conditions are with the field and the ball. It's not raining yet, but
Corner kick,
be surprised
Georgia
if it's
State.
a little bit of rain. Strike those in.
Excuse us there as we open the window. Let's see who's coming through here. Good corner on target, but pretty good defender there to take care of it. And Naya able to block that, and it's just going to stop that from going out.
Ton of height for Bowling Green to defend those corner kicks. You have to favor them in any of those 50-50
Yeah,
balls.
that goes out again for another corner, and that was just down to the wetness of the field.
Corner kick, Georgia State.
Like you said, corners early. BG though, maintaining their shape, maintaining their composure. Panthers back at it here. Ryan Guzmano looking for Masters making that run.
Like to see BG possess the ball a little bit.
Just
here
gonna
after
say that.
Rocky start.
Yeah, I think Guzmano went backwards to Bishop just to say, hey, let's keep some possession. Ooh, a little flick on it, Guzmano there. Kale Nichols on that far side. Gonna run into the box.
It's our fourth quarter pick in the opening 5 minutes.
Yeah, fast and furious.
Do I need to get that? If you can, yeah. Okay.
I guess quarters are more slow
Yeah, I'll get that ball.
they're coming fast and furious into the game.
Corner kick,
Naya
Bowling
on this
Green.
ball can really put some whip and dip on it. We've seen him score some fantastic free kick goals. Let's see what he has in his locker for this one. expects something sneaky and is kind of blocking that outlet. Oh, there is a little sneaky give and go here. We'll go out miraculously for a Panther throw-in. No, that would be a Bowling Green throw-in. Joey Oppenuni in those long frame. This almost feels more like a corner for Bowling Green. Really a not so secret weapon. We'll take that short to Lukoski. Send this back in or back to Oppenuni. Best ball, but falls to Kuzmano. Oh gosh, I would think like the score from there. I believe that was Martinez, and just I don't want to blame the ball there. I think he just wishes he could have that one back, but good movement, and I like the patience there to find Martinez to shoot. I think maybe there was enough space and time to go for the sure thing, which it looked like it, but we remain at zeros.
You had 3 or 4 Falcons in the box there. It looked like they were ready to score. I'd be disappointed.
I will head that forward. Let's see if Nichols can intercept. Walchuk well off his line. Rollson trying to find the right way back. First passing from Panthers so far. I've been impressed. Phased by the Falcons press. Looks like they practiced against it. Played against it. Fisher. Great ball to Nichols. Fisher. Masters there. Nichols goes in for a clean challenge. Anaya is going to find Masters wide. Can he cross a decent ball? He does, but no one is home. Fisher. Fisher's going to be set through Wilson. He's going to join the attack here. Unlock this Panthers defense. Into the box with a fantastic ball right on Martinez's foot. Dealt with relatively easily.
Another promising attack there from the Falcons. Starting to settle down a bit, adjust to the conditions. Field looks like I've got a fresh practice plan.
Gunther Rankenberg able to handle that. The Falcons again, dangerous inside the box. Panthers call for a foul there. Looks like there's a Falcon who is slow to get up. It's Martinez. Horse able to keep that ball in, and now Masters tries to head that down. Nichols with some fancy footwork. Panthers will look to counter, but PG has numbers back. Makes that far side. Total football. Sorry for that delay, folks. We're trying to get the volume mix right here for Will and I. We've got the awesome team from WBGU on the video audio side. They do a fantastic job for us, and we appreciate them. Fisher to Anaya. Kuzmano plays out wide to Martinez. Kuzmano with a tidy little outside of the boot pass. Back to Kuzmano. Flag stays down. Several Panthers signaling offside. All right. Heard some feedback that we're sounding good now. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the watchers who are tuned in for some MAC soccer. And Will, they've only been in the MAC for about 10 minutes now, but what do you make of Georgia State? They look pretty good.
They look good.
Crisp passing.
You know, we've had the opportunity to see a couple of teams come in here to Cochrane Stadium this year, and through the opening 15 or so, they look just about as good as a lot of the more traditional powerhouses that we've seen.
They do.
They've got nothing to be scared of based on this evidence.
They look very confident on the counter, like they can switch from defense to offense quickly.
Now, after I just had that glowing praise for Georgia State, I should also say that, again, having been here to a few of these games, this also has the feel of a matter of when, not if, BGSU is going to score.
We've had several opportunities in the box, in and around, as they say. Nichols will take this throw.
I want to reiterate what Stephen just said a moment ago. Thanks to you all who tuned in and let us know that our volume needed to be turned up a little bit. And for those of you who missed it, we have noted the condition of the pitch here today. It looks like I got a fresh cut this afternoon, a little bit of rain. So it's slick out there, but it's not raining right now.
No. And the great thing is that if it does rain, we're in this little house type thing, press box.
Sure.
We won't get wet.
Sure.
And if you're at home watching, you won't get wet. So everyone involved should be dry other than the players and the fans that are here. But
absolutely. Yeah. We just get to watch and enjoy.
Yeah. Lukascu meets the forehead of a Falcon, but not directed towards goal. And now the Panthers will look to counter. Ambitious ball to number 10. Falcons able to get back, but I like what the Panthers are doing on the break here.
The ball went to number 10 on Georgia State, but had to wait for backup.
Yeah.
Something to watch as this game goes on. Joey Apanunu here on the right-hand side close to us is not shy about getting forward. And I just wonder if Georgia State will see that and start maybe
getting guys behind.
Exactly. Something
I was about to say the same thing about Michael Montemurri on the far side, that we are seeing some total football here in which
love to see it.
You love to see it. Cruyff, am I saying his name right?
Sure.
Yeah, you know, popularized it with Ajax and then Barcelona. Positionless soccer, in which the players are trusted to perform their primary role, but also join in as needed. Nichols with a nice little spin move to escape. Napanunu, look at this. Some great passing from the Falcons, and then an over-the-top ball to Cale Nichols, kind of intercepted by Nathan Masters. He may have thought that was a little off target. Chose to get involved. Right now it's anyone's ball in the middle of the park. Lukascu ends up with it and just zips past Masters. Not on the exact same page there. 30 minutes left in this first half. We are at zeros. say Falcons with the better of it so far, but certainly the Panthers showing some promise in attack as that ball caroms out for a Bowling Green throw.
You know, I don't want to disparage anyone on Georgia State's schedule up to this point, but I think it's fair to say this is their biggest test so far of their season. BGSU has had the privilege of playing a few ranked teams already, but for Georgia State, this is their first game. And again, through 15 minutes, acquitting themselves well.
Yeah, I agree. And I will say, when I was on the field, as Nichols tries to go around the defender, I think Nichols will say he slipped. He's going to say, no, he claims that one. When I was on the field pregame talking with Coach Nichols, which that will air hopefully at halftime, I did hear some chatter from the Georgia State players to the effect of, this is our biggest test yet. So I think they believe that, and they look up for it so far. Number 10 kind of dummies that one. It was a good idea. He does. Number 12 ends up with the ball, but Anaya makes a pretty crucial interception there. And that'll be given as a goal kick. The Panthers aren't happy. I'm generally wary of unhappy Panthers, but in this case it seems to be okay.
We're down to our benefit.
Yeah, worked out. Appanuni with one of those pinged balls. Doesn't quite get the run he needed from Nichols there.
And he'll have to keep in mind going forward, that ball's going to skip as soon as he hits it.
Yeah. Comes off the foot a little unpredictably as well. Rankenberg with some long distribution there up that far side. Be a Falcon throw-in.
The one I'm watching, Stephen, is number 12, Simon Carlson for Georgia State, who's floating in between a midfield role, but then pushing forward when they're in attack. And when he does, about half the time, they have numbers if they push that ball forward as Appanunu gets sucked into the middle.
Yeah.
Hasn't come off yet, but might be something we see going forward.
And he looks like, the way I've seen him play, he looks like kind of a creative type player. He's trying to pick out that killer pass to someone making a run, and agree that he could be important. You can see even from the box that the ball is wet, and it does skip around and skip off the foot a little bit. Falcons happy to possess the ball and force the Panthers to chase shadows a little bit here. Jake Erlandson now. Maybe Cale Nichols had the idea there and then kind of gave up on it, but might get the rebound.
I think he just drifted into an offside position.
Yeah, and realized that Appanunu will take that quickly. Anaya.
So tidy.
Masters will not get there in time.
Nice little spell of possession.
Yeah. The U.S. national men's team kicks off against Jamaica in World Cup qualifying tonight at 7:30. We will keep an eye on that score and let you know if anything fun happens.
We're not here for my take on that type of commentary, but you'd like to see the U.S. take at least 7 out of the available 9 points over the next 3 games.
Yes, I think that's kind of bare minimum in my mind almost. Now, I've got a quiz question for you, Will, and for the viewers at home. What U.S. national men's team, I think he's still on the team, player has played here at Cochrane Stadium under the lights?
What U.S. men's national team player has played at Cochrane Stadium?
Does
under the
Mike know
lights?
this?
Tell you what,
Mike
I mean,
thinks he knows it.
first thing that comes to mind is any of them worth their salt.
I like that, yes.
I got to think through, so this
Mike
would be,
does know it.
So you're going to have to walk me through this one, Steven. I'm going to guess this is a player in their late 20s, maybe in their early 30s, who played collegiate soccer.
I would guess that they are 28 right now.
Could it be, did he go to Akron?
He did go to Akron.
Was it?
You had you almost said it. You said the right letter.
Did it start with a D?
The first name.
Is it DeAndre Yedlin?
DeAndre Yedlin.
Tell you what, if he's not in the mixer for the U.S. men's national team, he absolutely should be.
He should be. Workhorse. Mike Sheehan got that one correct, and we'll say first. But I've always thought that was fun. A lot of times fun facts aren't that fun. I think that is a fun fact.
That is a fun fact.
Yeah.
A lot of times fun facts are actually just facts.
Yeah. Fact is, Nathan Masters, prolific in attack here. Oh, finds Zach Bisher. Just actually does very well to get it off his foot quickly, but into a defender. Great first touch from Bisher, but it collides with a Panther defender. Anaya will have a shot on, just goes wide.
Yeah, Steven, it might be time for our usual Zach Bisher appreciation moment in which we just talk about his incredible evolution as a player.
Just puts in a shift.
And from being more defensive in some of his early years at BGSU into really just can play anywhere on the field now.
Charlie Majeski would remind you that Zach Bisher's in his 40th year at Bowling Green. Which is certainly not true, but we've been happy to have him due to the COVID red-shirting allowances. I think Charlie was just a little bitter that he wasn't able to get another year. And great midfielder. Had a great partnership with both Lacosque and Bisher in that midfield. Ooh. Nichols goes for the nutmeg. Ambitious.
Well found by Apanuna just moments before.
Yeah. High looping ball, able to be kept in play. Wow. If anything, forces the Panthers to play out of the back rather than win a goal kick. And now Anaya is on the ball. Real possibility here. Flicks it out to Bisher. Hawkins maybe took a beat too long to get the most out of this, but Anaya on the ball, always dangerous. Dispossessed the second I say that, of course, as is the laws of soccer commentary.
Substitution into the game for Georgia State, number 32, Carlos Luna, for number 14, Ryan Silva.
Oh, Nathan Masters almost picks that ball up and would have been right in on goal. BG now with numbers here. Oh, and that ricochets in. Great strike. You cannot take anything away from Melvin Knight. He will get that goal on target, but I do think it may have taken two deflections on the way in, one off a defender, and then I believe off rank. It may have hit it may have hit Masters as well.
It definitely went off. Definitely went off Masters. And I'll say, I mean, look, I think the goal is given here. In real time, the first thing I did was my eyes went to the linesman.
Yeah.
Because Masters was probably in line with the defensive line of Georgia State.
I've always understood that the player shooting with the intent to score, if it's a light deflection, gets the goal.
Well, you may be right. You may be right, Stephen.
We're going to get the call here from Mike Sheehan. 17, Albert Anaya puts the Falcons on the board. Nathan Masters will get some kind of nice note in the mail, but Anaya will get the goal. Maybe a keychain. I don't know what we're doing for deflections these days. I love that Nathan Masters gets a mention, and the crowd loves it. Great from the booth. I would have loved to have seen his face when the special announcement was given.
Well, for those folks wondering at home, the VAR check is complete, and the goal is
the goal
given.
stands, yeah. Yeah, not to take anything away from Anaya. That was on target. I think it may have gone without any intervention, but I think that slight deflection just may have caused Rankenberg to shift one way and then had to double back quickly. You do feel for a goalkeeper in the deflections when they're just caught flat-footed, and what can you do?
Reminiscent of Hugo Lloris just earlier today for France in Belgium's first goal.
Yes.
A stunning game for those who had the opportunity to watch it.
I did not, but I watched some recap, and I've always been a big fan of Belgium, and you'd call them a dark horse, but they're not anymore. They're almost a favorite.
Ooh, on his horse.
Thought maybe. Here's my audible gasp as I thought maybe Nichols would get there. Little back heel trying to find Kuzmano. You know, Will, speaking of the brutal pace of the passage of time, a lot of those Belgian youngsters are now in their late 20s, early 30s. I think of the Lukakus and Hazards and
multiple Hazards.
I was going to say Thorgan. Thorgan Hazard.
Sure.
How could we forget Fellaini, who I don't believe is involved? He may be in his early 40s now.
How many Belgians can we name?
Yeah.
Pretty sure I could go through the whole squad, but I don't think that's what, listeners
Let's
and
do
viewers
a couple
at home.
more. Thibodeau, Courtois.
I mean, you'd probably want to work our way out of the back, I think, just to be consistent. Courtois.
I can't think of any
goal.
Belgian defenders.
Toby
now.
Alderweireld.
Oh, Alderweireld.
Jan Vertonghen.
Yes.
Would be your central defenders.
He sounds Dutch.
He does sound Dutch.
Let's say he's.
Tell you what, they're adjacent.
They are. This just turned into, can you tell which name is Dutch and which name is Belgian?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
I believe there is a Dutch region of Belgium, the Flanders
Flemish.
region. And if my father's listening, he's not going to be thrilled, but I don't have a grasp of that region.
Well, I believe they have a distinct language called Flemish.
Sure. Yeah.
In which you kind of cough up. I don't know if that's true, but it could be.
Yeah, I think that's in fact wrong.
All right, folks, we're back to the game. Cale Nichols we should have been paying attention. That was a beautiful pass off his chest. We're back in this. Pardon our foray into world soccer.
Apanunu. Ooh.
Great idea. Got to give credit to number 6 for the Panthers for really shielding Joey from getting to that ball. He'll get a little acknowledgement from his keeper there, as well as maybe some advice. Rowanson wins that one, but the referee saw something that he didn't like somewhere else, I believe. Doesn't seem to be disputed by the Falcons, and we play on. 16.5 minutes left in this first half. Your Bowling Green State University Falcons lead 1-0 over the visiting and brand new members of the MAC, the Georgia State Panthers. Through a goal by Alberto Anaya. And look at Apanunu's positioning here. I mean, he's
really drifting forward.
Really drifting forward. And this shape scares me a little bit, but there's real confidence that everyone knows their role here. Apanunu, oh, beautiful, gentle touch to set Nichols up to keep moving down that flank. Barely had to put any more of a deflection. Bisher now, Anaya. Tried to find Nichols. And Apanunu able to get back very quickly. Now the furthest player back, so.
Stephen, to your point a moment ago, Apanunu and the Costco actually switched positions without even communicating a moment ago. They're clearly well drilled in what they're trying to do.
And now it's Apanunu's turn to shield the ball out of play. Yeah, there is a real positional fluidity that very impressive. Nichols in acres of space on the near side. We know Joey has that cross field pass in him, long diagonal. Haven't seen it as much from Montemurri, who offers so much in the back in his own way, but not necessarily a long range passer cross field. That is a special talent. I don't see that a lot in college soccer at all. The consistency with which Apanunu is able to distribute diagonally. Bit of a coming together. Falcons will have a free kick.
No surprise Jake Erlandson involved in
both
fouls given in the middle of the field, one against the Falcons and one in favor.
Tough player. In there for every challenge. Not reckless, though. Does a pretty good job of assessing where and when to make his tackles. Ball over the top, trying to find Kuzmano. Panthers will break, but BG with numbers. Apanunu is charged with, oh, great header there. And that was Erlandson, I believe. Crucial interception. I believe two forwards were in on goal, and that would have found one of them.
Would have been interested to see if the referee waved his flag. They were right on the line, but you do that 5 times, and you're going to catch him a couple.
Yep. BG with the throw in here. Is it a fouled throw, I believe?
I believe they've called a foul throw.
We've had a few of those this season.
Well, with the slick ball, it's not too surprising. That's got to be really intentional. That's going to squirm out of your hands.
Yeah. Erlandson clears, but only so far as just past the box. Panthers now give the ball away rather cheaply. Bisher on the ball, maybe looks to switch the field here, just let the Falcons reset after a period of attack, but Panthers back on it. Number 11 with the ball.
The back three of the Falcons doing
so
a great
good.
job staying in line,
Just
communicating.
about to say that would have been off, I believe, had the Panther got there in time. Falcons having a hard time getting out of their own half, but the Panthers will go back to the keeper and actually do the Falcons a little bit of a favor and in terms of reshaping. Anaya tackled, but seems to be fair. Hopefully he gets up soon here. Falcons kind of playing a man down with Alberta down. Number saving him to get that off, but Kowalczyk really able to cut the angles by being off his line a pretty good amount. Some good goalkeeping there. I think the save was relatively easy, but the positioning was good to cut those angles.
I think it was easy because of the position.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anaya back on his feet, looking okay.
You know, I say that, but you kick a ball at me at 40 hours, a wet ball 40 miles an hour at me, and I would have problems.
I'd love to do that, Steve.
Well, you know, maybe after the game.
Sure. Have a little kickabout?
Yeah, during cool downs. I'm sure they wouldn't mind if we ran out there and had a kickabout. Great, great header there. And then beautiful little pass from Lukascu. Apanunu. Saw that ball just jump off the ground. Nichols able to get up, and oh, it's hard to see a foul there. We had a great angle on that.
Sold well by number 7 of Georgia State.
Yeah, it was. Nine minutes to play in this first half. MAC debutantes, the Georgia State Panthers, visiting Cochrane Stadium, currently losing by a goal. Oh, my goodness. Heartbreaking goal in which hit into the box, ricocheted up off the woodwork, and Kowalczyk trying to save it, kind of knocked it back in. Don't know how that will go down, whether that will be an own goal. I believe probably will be. Very strange goal. Awkward bounce.
Well, no doubt the player taking the free kick will claim it.
Yeah, I don't know how that will go down in the books. We'll let the higher ups sort that out. So with 9 minutes left, we've got a ball game here, folks. It's 1-1.
And you know, Stephen, I don't know that Georgia State isn't good for it. I think they've played well here in the first half. I'd say on balance, you know, BG's been a little bit stronger, but they've had, I think the chance that Kowalczyk saved a few moments ago might have been the best chance of the game.
Yeah.
So they've certainly played well, and they've got themselves a goal and a tie just a few minutes away from halftime.
Certainly one of the stranger goals I've ever seen at Cochrane, and we've talked about it before. Kowalczyk can really get off his line.
Right.
And I think he was really I'm interested to know if if that kick was actually aimed at the goal, seeing that Kowalczyk was so far off his line.
Right.
You can see him there kind of sighing to the heavens. Kowalczyk has been fantastic both last year and this year, and he'll be hearing that from his teammates that he's done a fantastic job, and it happens. So look for the Falcons to bounce back, try to get another before the end of the first half here. Erlinson again picking these balls out in the air, heading them down. BG able to keep possession. Really impressive. Look at that ball. Oh, gosh. I don't know if he meant to do that. That was so good. Right onto Kuzmano's foot. Falcons now in attack, looking to reclaim the lead. Ball just gets away from Martinez. Ball pinballing around the midfield, ends up with the Panthers. looking to make a name for themselves in the MAC. Certainly have the Falcons' attention after that long goal, which found Kowalczyk off his line. And
offside track works again.
Yep.
I'm interested to watch, Stephen, as Georgia State on goal kicks and whenever they play out of the back, you know, they're playing it long. And you wonder if after a half season of tape on these Falcons and watching how time and again they press high, win the ball, and create chances, you wonder if that's how they play all the time or just how they're playing today.
Yeah, and Coach, I think I was starting to say this early and perhaps forgot, but Coach Nichols did say that the two teams, these two Georgia teams, Georgia State and Georgia Southern on Saturday, do play in a very distinct way. I haven't quite figured out what Georgia soccer style is, but I think we're starting to get a feel for it as the Falcon remains down.
The crunching tackle there on the far side.
Clattering even. Which is worse, clattering or crunching?
Crunching,
Okay.
absolutely.
Clattering is
a coming together,
a
whereas
coming together
a
of
crunching
sorts.
is
Yes.
something's really painful.
Yeah. Everybody's up. Falcons with a free kick in a fairly dangerous spot here. Let's see what Zach Fisher does with it. Takes it short. Anaya will have a look. And a good idea. Kind of tries to pass that into the goal. Doesn't quite come off as it goes over the bar for a Panther goal kick.
That's a couple times now, Stephen, that BG's declined to just put it into the box. Be interesting to see if they change things up in the second half. Cale Nichols to Garrido out wide, gets it back. Cale Nichols into the box, he's got a player.
Oh, Kuzmano just a little late.
Ooh.
They're going to say no foul. The fans are rapturous with applause, concern, protest, hope, anticipation.
Well, they're not wrong, Stephen. In real time, that was could have gone either way, whether that was called or not.
Could have. I think the referee did a good job, and they've been doing a good job tonight. Looked like a pretty fair tackle.
Looks to be another long goal kick from Georgia State. Pretty obvious foul there from Carlos Luna of Georgia State. Jake Erlinson plays it long.
Apanunu.
Apanunu surely.
Ooh, with some dribbling. Anaya puts the ball into kind of an empty space. Thought he had maybe someone running to hit that. Look out for a Bowling Green throw, and some miscommunication there from two Georgia State players.
Yeah, Ethan Sassine there had drifted into an offside position. I think his teammate might not have been aware of that, but that's why he pulled out. He otherwise would have been called offside. Well, we're thrilled to have both Georgia teams here for the weekend.
We are.
We'd love to have them in November sometime.
We would. Oh, fantastic chance here. Cale Nichols.
Ooh.
Oh, right on target.
We've got the perfect view up here.
We do.
He'd put that right into the corner,
He did.
but well stopped by the goalie.
Yeah, well stopped, and I think that's about as well as Nichols could do. I believe there was a Falcon in front of him, occluding his view and shooting opportunity put it right down the only channel available to him. And great shot. Falcons going to play out of the back through feet. Kind of a risky pass backwards from Bisher, but comes off well. Falcons surprised they're not trying to switch the field here. They're kind of trying to play through the press. Ultimately, have to kind of punt. And now the Panthers will play out of the back. Or will they? That's over the top.
And again, if that had been in
offside.
play, I think you had 4 Panthers offside. I'm not sure, Stephen. I don't recall BGSU playing quite this high of a line previously. I'm sure they have from time to time, but it's been very notable tonight.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, I wonder if that drags Kowalczyk with them. I mean, he's a quarter of the way up the pitch right now.
A third of the way up.
Yeah. If I'm a Georgia State player, I'm having a go. If I find the ball at my feet, I might have a go. And I think part of that was either him not having, you know, good footing, or maybe the ball being slippery. It was it was a slippery situation.
Absolutely.
Good throw into the box. Panunu will send that out for a throw-in. Stops the Falcons from breaking en masse. 10 seconds left in the half. We're going to head into the second half here, tied 1-1. And we will see you back at Cochrane Stadium shortly.
I think education changed dramatically through the pandemic.
We saw teachers being incredibly creative and reaching out to one another to network for ideas to keep students engaged and still learning.
Our commitment was to make sure that people were educated, to do it in a safe environment. One faculty member brought a camper and parked outside to meet students there.
We could space out and do the office hours in a socially distanced, safe manner. And I just wanted to let my students know that, you know, I'm a real person outside of the Zoom box.
For a lot of faculty, this was the first time they'd been teaching online, but for faculty in our college, we've had robust online programming for years. And they became really great resources. Starting in the spring of 2020, we worked with local school districts to organize these academic enrichment camps. Our faculty, staff, and students, we made a difference in people's lives, and I think that's what a public university for the public good should be about.
Yeah! 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 Justice will not be served until those who are unaffected are as outraged as those who are.
You don't know what you don't know, but at the same time, you have to be sensitive about the different things that are going on in people's lives.
We're all struggling and we're all fighting a battle, and we have to figure out how to build that bridge.
It started with you. A breeze building momentum. A movement gathering force. Even before you could see it, you could feel it. The flutter of hope. The rush of potential.
the inexplicable pull toward the edge of opportunity. Falcons take flight. 7 years ago, Bowling Green State University challenged our community to join us in changing lives for the world. Powered by the strength of Falcons who came before us, guided by our indomitable spirit. Together, we rise. Even as the world took new shape amidst a global pandemic, we fixed our sights on tomorrow's horizon. You gave, and it altered our course. You gave, and we are forever changed, united in our vision of the future. More than 38,000 donors answered the call, representing all 50 states and 26 countries. More than 160,000 contributions were given, raising over $250 million. $101.7 million in scholarship and student support funds were committed, creating 235 new scholarship funds to accelerate student success and accessibility. More than $28 million in gift revenue was received in fiscal year 2020 alone, our highest level of yearly philanthropic support, demonstrating the unparalleled commitment of Falcons in the face of extraordinary upheaval. Stirred by emotion, propelled by purpose, lifted by your empowerment, we are airborne. From historic gifts that changed our campuses to focused contributions ensuring that all Falcons soar, your impact is profound. We are educating the world's next generation of trailblazers to forge ahead, honoring our historic strength in business education, preparing journalists, media, and communication professionals to seek the truth, skating with an eye toward the future, and building up our frontline healthcare heroes for those with the courage to respond and preserve our public health. This is not the end of a campaign. It's the beginning of our path forward, one renewed with meaning and optimism, unbridled by the conventions of how it's always been done. Because when Falcons take flight, we make a difference forever. Bowling Green State University, a public university for the public good.
Thank you all for being here today. You are here because you made the decision to be collegiate student athletes. So clap it up for yourselves. So let me ask you a question. Raise your hand if you want to win a conference championship. Raise your hand if you want to win a national championship. National championship. Keep your hands up if you're willing to wake up 4:30 in the morning for mandatory workouts. Those hands will go down because not everyone's willing to make those sacrifices. Keep your hands up if you're willing to put student first. All the responsibilities that it takes to be a student athlete. Are you up for that challenge? The lifelong friends that you will make, the failed attempts that you will learn from, the education that you will earn will all develop you for life after sports. So I'll ask you, are you willing to compete? Are you willing to execute? And are you willing to be a leader? Are you ready?
My definition of a frontline Falcon is somebody who works in a discipline that provides services to people when they're very vulnerable.
They are there every single day taking care of our loved ones when we can't.
Early on in the pandemic, it was clear to me that our students and faculty were going to need to be out on the front lines working. Our medical laboratory sciences students participated in COVID testing as soon as COVID testing was possible. Our long-term care administration students and alums provided very compassionate care to people who were isolated and alone. Our nursing graduates got out into the workforce a month earlier than they would normally be.
Our graduates were able to enter the workforce on a temporary nursing license, and those graduates hit the floor running. The School of Nursing began in July of 2020, and it was really a fitting time in history to create a nursing program to help increase the demand.
There's many, many ways that the disciplines in the College of Health and Human Services rapidly made adjustments and began delivering services to the community.
We thank you for answering the call to come to this profession, and we thank you for everything you do day after day.
we ultimately want them to leave and do public good through teaching physical education and health education. We want to promote moving.
Kids very early on, probably 18 months to 2 years, kids can initially start to interact in types of activities where they are, for example, running, skipping, hopping. So just getting somebody to roll a ball and a child to go after it, collect it and bring it back. That's perfectly permissible for young children to start doing. And then obviously over a period of time, those skills begin to develop.
It's really important that we have strong role models. We call it observational learning. And I think when we grow up with seeing people that we admire partaking in physical activity, we're more likely to do that, whether that be a professional person or someone like a parent. When we see them active, more than likely we're going to be active. And I think that's really important, that we instill physical activity from a young age.
As kids approach kindergarten, preschool, we're starting to teach them the importance of different types of locomotor skills: hopping, skipping, running, jumping, galloping. Those sort of skills will initially provide a foundation for later on skill development, also develop their critical thinking, decision making in games and sports. That's something else that we can do, as well as teaching them how to interact with one another.
Bowling Green State University is redefining student success through high academic standards applied to the goals and vision of each student. Our students couldn't agree more. Their resounding endorsement landed us the #1 spot for student satisfaction among public universities in the Midwest. Bowling Green State University proudly stands as a public university for the public good, preparing our students for success in their careers and in life.
Coach, welcome back. 2 games away to Canisius, won that one. Difficult trip down to Columbus, double overtime. Had our chances. From everything I've read, I couldn't watch it. It's on the paywall. But we played well. What do you take away from a game like that?
I mean, both those games we took a lot away from. I wouldn't say either game we were at our best, but we played some good soccer, and we figured out Canisius. We figured out how to get out of there with a win, and Ohio State. We had some moments that were great, and then some moments that weren't so good, and then we weren't able to close it out. So we had a win. We had a lead with just a couple minutes to play, and we need to learn how to close that out. So,
yeah.
Heartbreaker, but we definitely learned.
Still nationally ranked. Back at home, what's it mean to be back in front of the fans at Cochrane again?
Yeah, it's great. It's
Get
great.
that energy.
Good to be back here, yeah.
Good. And we were just talking about, we welcome Georgia State, new member of the MAC. Do you know anything about them? Or you got paying for videos to be sent up, or what? How do you scout an opponent that's brand new to the conference?
Well, we're excited to have them for sure. Them and Georgia Southern. We don't know anything about them other than what we've seen on video. Obviously, we can get a lot of video, but you'll only see so much. And so they play a certain style that'll be interesting. So we'll see how that works tonight. But really haven't even played common opponents. So
yeah.
And
is there a Georgia style of soccer we should know about? Is there?
Well, I will say this. I think this team and the team we play on Saturday are very distinct styles, very different from each other. So
interesting.
I'm pretty excited just for the 2 different challenges and see how the boys are up for it.
You know, in your update today, you mentioned I think 5 games in 15 days, something like that. What's the fitness like right now? I mean, we got trainers, we've got assistant coaches who are keeping everybody loose and limber, but boy, that's a lot of games in a quick time span. How does the work you did in the summer pay off now?
I mean, we're really dialed into all that. You know, we have a very specific periodization, so 5 games in 16 days is a lot, but we were able to manage it. We stayed fairly fresh through all that, and then we had a nice 8-day break and took some days off, but then got back at it and had some really good days.
Deep squad, not a lot of fall off. You put someone like Colin McCord in that midfield, and you don't see a big drop off. I mean, I think that speaks volumes to the bench that you've been able to build, and guys can swap in and out without any real drop in quality.
Absolutely, yeah.
Seems like it.
27 solid guys.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, Coach, welcome back to Cochrane. Excited for the game tonight, and good luck.
Thanks.
I think education changed dramatically through the pandemic.
We saw teachers being incredibly creative and reaching out to one another to network for ideas to keep students engaged and still learning.
Our commitment was to make sure that people were educated, to do it in a safe environment. One faculty member brought a camper and parked outside to meet students there.
We could space out and do the office hours in a socially distanced, safe manner. And I just wanted to let my students know that I'm a real person outside of the Zoom box.
For a lot of faculty, this was the first time they'd been teaching online, but for faculty in our college, we've had robust online programming for years. And they became really great resources. Starting in the spring of 2020, we worked with local school districts to organize these academic enrichment camps. Our faculty, staff, and students, we made a difference in people's lives, and I think that's what a public university for the public good should be about.
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Justice will not be served until those who are unaffected are as outraged as those who are.
You don't know what you don't know, but at the same time, you have to be sensitive about the different things that are going on in people's lives.
We're all struggling and we're all fighting a battle, and we have to figure out how to build that bridge.
Welcome back to Cochrane Stadium, where your Bowling Green State University Falcons host the newest members of the MAC, along with Georgia Southern. This is Georgia State, and they have been rewarded for an ambitious free kick on goal with a goal. I don't want to say it was fluky, but it was very ambitious, and I think some of the dampness both on the ground and the ball made it difficult for Kowalczyk to keep that out. At any rate, we are all tied up at 1-1. Should say Albert Anaya hit a great ball that may have had a little help from the shoulder of Nathan Masters to score Bowling Green's goal. And here we are with 45 minutes of MAC soccer left to play. Again, the Falcons opening MAC play tonight here at home. Next game will be another MAC opponent on Saturday. That'll be Georgia Southern for senior night. Flag goes up. Boy, like you said, the offside trap has been very effective tonight. Montemurri now on this near side. Plays it out to Kuzmano. Asks a bit much of him. Kuzmano actually able to get around, and that'll go out for a goal kick. To admire the hustle there, though. You know, I can't think of a time, I really can't ever think of a time watching a game here where I've thought, yeah, you know, I wish the Falcon player would have hustled a little more. I mean, that is just burned into them, fighting to get every ball, whether it's going out or not. Hallmark of good Falcon soccer. We talk a lot about the small things and how those small things build into big things and eventually goals. Oh, is that one? Wow, long range shot. Georgia State
just like
leads 2-1. Didn't even really see that coming.
I don't think I'd even spoken yet this half, Stephen, and already they're ahead 2-1. A great play, a searching ball, cross field.
Long distance strike into the bottom corner.
And I think it was number 10, Matthew Fernley, who scored after Simon Carlson had laid it off for him beautifully.
Good layoff. Falcons heads hanging a little bit, but the fans imploring them to get back in the game. Shouts of "Go White" echoing from the stands. Under the lights here, let's see. The Falcons have what it takes to get back in this game, score an equalizer, and still plenty of time to win it. Montgomery right away looking for Kuzmano. See if Coach Nichols decides to inject some refresh legs into this side or some new ideas. We'll see.
We were watching Carter Womack at halftime warm up. Interesting to see if he makes it onto the field. Colin McCourt, some others that we've seen so many times in a substitute role this year.
Panthers now attacking the southern goal and successful within the first few minutes. With a long-range goal into that bottom corner, they will feel like they deserve to be here, and they do. Coach Brett Sorensen, his 12th season, will be thrilled with what he's seen from the Panthers here, facing a very difficult Bowling Green side. Kowalczyk, no problem there.
Jake Erlinson imploring his teammates on. Interesting to see who might step up.
Yeah, need some leadership from some of the senior players here. That'll just ricochet off of Albert Anaya's elbow there. Be called for a handball. Pretty unintentional, but I don't know where that's going, but that will go out the back for a goal kick.
Well, that one didn't come off, but I had noted already that Georgia State, just in these first 5 minutes, they've had a couple long passes come off, including the one that led to the goal.
Given away cheaply, and Panthers will have a chance to attack again here. Is out wide. Bowling Green trying to build some defensive shape back up. Fisher here just looking to get away.
I think the referee had played advantage there.
Yeah, I was curious as to what happened there.
Referee stopped play here. Wasn't happy with some of the theatrics.
Antics.
Yeah, afterwards. I'm not sure. I think players from both teams are leaning into that a little bit, and I don't mind seeing that.
Oh, great idea. Phenomenal. Just a bit too much on that. Looking for Kale Nichols making a run. In sync, just a little too much sauce on the pass there.
And you want to see more of that. Even if these things don't come off, you want to see BGSU push the issue, try those passes. They've been a little tepid.
Yeah, they have.
Stretching back to the end of the first half.
So that goal kick, pretty short, and now the Falcons can figure something out here, have numbers. Oh, beautifully played to Kuzmanu, who tries to turn with it To be fair, that was a difficult maneuver at speed. Oh, and that's a cynical foul. Saw that Anaya would have been away. Yellow card will be given for that, and you can't really blame a player for doing that. The coach would say, yeah, you can take that yellow.
Yeah, Jack Hilton-Jones for Georgia State, excuse me, and I think that's probably the right decision there.
Yeah.
Anaya was away.
I thought it was funny that he immediately just tried to play advantage, just popped up and said, well, I just can keep going, but called back.
That's what we want to see. We want to see that energy, pressing forward, and that attitude is what's going to get them back in this game.
Good ball into the box. Oh, hits the side netting, but promising there.
A good ball from Bisher. Good idea. BGSU came into the season maybe as co-favorites, I think it's fair to say, with Akron to win the MAC, but Georgia State having something to say about that here today.
Back in attack. Apanunu picks that one off. Oh, now BG can break here. Can Masters do something with it? I'll just go out for a throw-in.
Well, the temperature outside is starting to drop, but the temperature on the field is heating up.
Oh, I like that.
These players are starting to really get stuck in with each other, and I think it's only going to get more pronounced as we go on.
Feeling the action. Look at that beautiful
What a
cross-field pass. Ball ends up back with Apanunu. And Apanunu is going to attack the goal. Large presence there. Oh, Masters with a great ball, and Apanunu was there. Give credit to that tall center back for the Panthers picking that out, because Apanunu would have put that in the net, and that'll be a Bowling Green corner.
Alex Henderson, number 6. What a
crucial intervention. Yeah.
We were expecting Apanunu to bury that.
Yep. Great corner kick. Fans getting into this. Love to see it. Pretty good turnout tonight in the Cochrane Crazy section. Well attended as well. Great ball. Wow, that ball may have gone into the net on its own. Oh, there we go. Cale Nichols, I believe, just scoops that ball and passes it in. We are all tied up. That was as composed as a shot as you will ever see. Thoughtful, and it didn't have a lot on it. It was just so well placed.
Well, we think it was Cale Nichols. We're double checking that. What a moment. He took his time, picks his spot, and just passes it into the far corner.
Yeah, we do have confirmation that was Cale Nichols. What a goal. And let's see if this powers BG into another one. Back even with just under 37 minutes to play. Plenty of time, but plenty of time for Georgia State as well. We've got a 4-goal thriller right now at Cochrane Stadium in Bowling Green, Ohio. The United States men's team playing Jamaica at 30 minutes is tied 0-0. Zach Bisher getting into a little trouble, but gets out of it. Connects with Apanunu, who Finds Anaya. Figure that heavy three-man press on the middle of the pitch is going to cost you bodies somewhere else, and the Falcons able to exploit that initially. Apanunu gives that away cheaply. Not a sentence we say very often as number 32 comes flying down the pitch. Looked to be offside, but don't hear a whistle yet. Georgia State forced back. Montgomery there to intercede. They'll go out for a Bowling Green throw, and I was impressed that Montgomery didn't just clear that and instead had the presence of mind to find the outlet, resulting in a BG throw-in eventually, but takes a real composed mindset not to just look for safety right away. Apanunu joining the attack. Rankenberg forced to come out for that ball. Well, the Panthers getting stuck back in their own final third here. Panthers will look to break with some numbers. And that one will be cleared by Erlandson. Just did what he had to do.
Erlandson with an incredible recovery. It was his misplaced pass that gave the Georgia State Panthers a 3-on-2 advantage, but he's able to get back. He bodies number 9 and eventually wins the ball back. Acres of space out here for Montgomery.
Just going to say that. Skipping down the pitch with it. Kuzmano. Martinez makes a run in, realizes he might be off, holds back, but the Falcons in attack now. Fisher, that was some tight space, maybe a little ambitious, trying to thread that ball through. You know, it's one thing to get the ball there, but then the player needs to be able to do something with it. Nichols to Lukoscu. Benson's had a quiet second half, but so capable of facilitating a final pass or attack. Been such an important part of this Falcon midfield for his collegiate career. Masters now to Anaya. Falcons trying to find their way in. Oh, beautiful little pass. Oh, to Alberto Anaya. Nice little give and go there. Really special understanding at the end there to connect and set up this Bowling Green corner kick. Okay, so we've been told that the scoreboard on the display shows Bowling Green winning 2-1. The score is in fact tied 2-2. Thank you for letting us know, viewers. We will get the scoreboard updated on the broadcast. Bowling Green in attack here.
BGSU starting to turn the screw. Have to watch Georgia State on the counter, but
Apanunu with one of his legendary diagonal balls. That will be called against the Panthers. Say that was a professionally handled by Kyle Kuzmano there, who's been getting a little beat up. And this is Berto range for sure.
You'd love to see him put one into the far corner with players to meet it, either to finish it or to let it
just
skip into that far corner.
Or just top bins, as the kids say. Berto top bins. I like that as a nickname.
Yeah, we'll see if it sticks.
Fantastic goal. Doesn't go top bins, but some whip on that ball. Fantastic. Your Falcons lead 3-2.
Well, I'll tell you what, Stephen, we talk about the commentator's curse, but that was the commentator's blessing.
Affirmation,
exactly
yes.
what I just said
Whipped
was going to happen.
You
is
did.
What happened.
You predicted it.
3-2 Falcons.
Believe that was Beto to number 5. I'm going to give that goal to Jake Erlibson with an assist from Berto Anaya. Erlibson taking care of business on both sides of the pitch. What a valuable player.
Tell you what, folks, we've had 15 minutes of this second half. We've already had 3 goals. I would not be shocked if we see 3 more. I think we're going to see end-to-end stuff, and with the conditions the way they are, I think we might be in for a treat over the final 30.
You are getting your money's worth. Of course, our broadcast is free because we are not Ohio State. Sorry, I couldn't resist there. Guzmano working hard on the press, forcing Franklinburg to send that ball way up with some spin on it. That'll end up back with the Falcons in a dangerous spot. Nichols making a promising run if he can find it. Not enough on that. Really like the game that Cale Nichols has had tonight. Not just with the goal, but his play overall has been phenomenal. There, the flag goes
again.
up. You know, one of the things I love, I brought this up before with the offside trap, is the more you do it, the more the ref will believe that you can do it and are doing it, and it's very Tony Adams-esque.
Well, and I'll say this for Georgia State's continued reaction. You know, it keeps happening.
Right.
So I think the appropriate reaction would probably be to stop being offside versus.
I think they like their chances on the counter overall as they break again here. Montemurray sure to cut the runner off heading in, and actually that does not go out. Wow. Napanunu will send this into space, no doubt, just to take care of that. So. Five good goals tonight at Cochrane. The Falcons currently with the best of it after going down 2-1 to open the first half. Second half, I'm sorry. Georgia State really just playing off the ball now, and I think the Falcons would maybe love to have some possession here.
I was just noting, I wouldn't call them tired legs out there, but
yeah,
you know, they've got they're middle of the season. They've got another game in 48 hours. It'll be interesting to see how Coach Nichols handles the next 30 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know what the plural for Panther is, if it's gaggle, but there's a gaggle or a swarm of Panthers ready to check in.
You mean a group of Panthers?
A group?
Of course, the plural of Panther is Panthers.
Yeah, but I feel like a pride of lions, a assembly of Panthers, maybe.
Sure,
we'll look it up. But anyway, there are several Panthers looking.
A flute. I believe it's a flute of Panthers.
A quiver. A coin pocket of Panthers. I don't know what. Yeah, you can just make anything up. Turns out language is very flexible.
Looks like we're going to have our first substitution here for BG. Can't quite tell. I think it might be Garrido coming on.
Garrido coming into the game for Kuzmano, who's been working hard in that forward position, not just in attack, but on the press. Zach Bisher goes flying there, but is judged to be fair play by the ref. Falcons getting numbers back to defend.
Great crossfield ball. It doesn't quite come off there for Georgia State.
Been watching Apanunu and thought he would have a go at it. Almost came off.
There's only one Apanunu.
There is.
He's in.
And he's got a good ball.
Ooh, he's offside.
Wasn't trapped, though, per se.
No, no. Not sure he was offside, but I think for fairness' sake, it makes sense. Call him off.
Montemurri, excellent defending, and it's just run through the back. That will be a Falcon free kick. I like the composure that Montemurri was always just trying to use his position to defend instead of tackling or bodying the attacker, which would have been a free kick in a dangerous spot for the Panthers. Instead, Kowalczyk will distribute this out the back for the Falcons. Nathan Masters gets up for a header, and he does not lose those very often. He's just good in the air. Garrido, fancy footwork, clogged midfield right now. Panthers will retreat to go forward. Apanunu, good interception, but stays with the Panthers. Fisher. Berta would have loved to find a runner with his first look, doesn't find anyone, and carries the ball a little bit. No foul, and now the Panthers with a chance. Falcons able to keep that in. It certainly feels like there's more goals in this game with 25 minutes left to play.
I think you'll start to see Georgia State take some more chances, and they may very well be successful. And it might open things up for BGSU as well. See that ball skip.
It was, and Kowalczyk gets a little help from his back line there. I believe that was Montemurri clearing that away. Ooh. Taking no chances there as the Falcons now facing several shots on goal.
We'll see if Georgia State can do anything with this corner kick. Exactly the kind of chance they'll be looking for to get back in this game.
Low ball could have been dangerous. Stays with the Panthers. Falcons just really looking to block off any kind of a shot. And that will go out for a souvenir. So the Falcons escape any damage there after facing a few sustained attacks from the Panthers. Good idea. Doesn't quite come off as the flag comes up anyway.
Well done by Georgia State, starting to give BGSU a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah.
I think I spy Carter Womack about to come onto the field for BGSU. It'll be great to see what he can inject into this side.
Falcons pressing here. Can they win something from it? Georgia State wisely chooses just to play it safe, but gosh, that press can be so effective.
Substitution into the game for the Falcons, number 14, Carter Womack, number 17, Alberto Anaya.
Carter Womack and Alberto Anaya, almost very opposite players in my mind.
Be interesting to see where Carter Womack starts playing, if he comes to the middle or stays out wide and someone else slots in.
Womack with incredible acceleration, athletic ability as he intercepts that ball. Whereas I think of Berto as a tighter space player, a little more technical. Carter Womack already making an impact. Wow, beautiful. A fight to win that ball, and he is just all over the pitch in his first minute. Needs some help here, though. Wow, beautifully picked off with no foul. Montemurri.
He had to get that right.
Reminding us just how good he is in the back. Bowling Green looking prolific in attack here as Panthers have to get some bodies back, and not a great goal kick. I do think the ball's wetness is causing some issues. That'll be a free kick to the Panthers. I feel like Nathan Masters' dream is to block a free kick with his head from like 3 feet and then like get the rebound and score, because he tries to do that every time. He is courageous trying to block those shots. Oh, beautiful. Using his body. Oh, great idea. Nathan Masters goes outside. Panthers in some trouble here. Able to play out. Give credit to Georgia State, able to escape a dangerous attack there. Montemurri wins that one. Gosh, I'm so impressed with his ability to win the ball without fouling. Really good. Over the top to Nichols. Flag goes up for offside. Just under 20 minutes to play. Your Falcons lead 3-2 here at Cochrane Stadium. One for the neutrals, as they say. A 5-goal thriller with possibly more to come.
You know, Stephen, I've been sitting here racking my brain. I've realized that a group of Panthers is called a claw.
Is it really?
A claw of
I get the feeling
Panthers.
that you looked that up or someone has texted you.
No. No,
Okay,
I
just thought of it.
I just knew that.
Just knew that.
I don't have anyone elsewhere,
No?
maybe in Toledo or
Oh,
elsewhere,
okay,
who'd be
okay.
feeding me that information.
No phone a friend.
Nope.
A claw.
Which you have to say is pretty awesome.
It sounds
That's-
cool, but
that's-
it's also
that's very
also
cool.
a body part of the panther. That seems unorthodox. They never say a stinger of wasps or a feather of owls. It's
Well, that's
a little confusing.
That's true. That's true. I think we might be able to find some other animal like that, but offhand, I think you're right. 18 minutes left here between BGSU and Georgia State. Georgia State pushing to equalize after taking a shock lead at the beginning of the second half.
It was a shock lead. Oh, maybe not a huge shock, a mild shock, because they'd been playing pretty well in the first half. I think you said that you thought 1-1 was fair going into the halftime break.
Well, I think Georgia State's played incredibly well tonight, but certainly at this point with 17.5 minutes left, BG trying to protect a 1-goal lead, they will be sorely disappointed as the defending MAC champions if they can't hold on for a victory here.
They will. Yeah, MAC champions have to welcome the newbies with a win, I would think, at home. You know, show them who's boss. But Georgia State was up for it, and like you said, had a lead for a moment. So I think we've got the makings of a really good MAC team here, which is just good for MAC soccer in general. Oh, Nichols able to squeeze that ball, and Nathan Masters so good attacking. That'll be offside. I didn't see that, but those line judges just have one job, and it's to get that right, and I think they usually do. So Clock will stop here for a substitution, I believe. No, maybe not. It looked like Cale Nichols was trotting off, but I believe the Falcons will make a substitution here soon. U.S. national men's team is 0-0 versus Jamaica at the half. Oh, great. Just fantastic defense from the Falcons not to foul. Montemurri just consistently good. That'll go out for a throw-in. Have you been impressed with Montemurri tonight in this second half?
I'll tell you what, good job from the referee there overruling his linesman who got that one absolutely wrong.
Yeah, I did.
It's a throw to BGSU. And I'm sorry, Stephen, I missed your last question.
I was just saying how good Montemurri's been in the second half at winning the ball without fouling. It's been 3 or 4 times when it looked like he almost had to foul but was able to win the ball cleanly. Say that is a hallmark of an elite defender. Kuzmano is back in the game. Panthers looking to break here. Upper keeping an eye on things. Will get involved eventually when he has to. And gosh, that was wide, but Kowalczyk lost his footing. Had that been a foot closer, it would have troubled him greatly. So
maybe less than a foot, Stephen.
Yeah,
that was about as close as you could get.
The water is out there is definitely tricky, and it looks muddy in front of both goals. Obviously, that area of the pitch well worn by the cleats of the keepers. So save a thought for Kowalczyk and Rankenberg as they struggle with traction. Hard enough keeping the ball out of the net, you know? Kind of a thankless job.
Thankless job being a goalie. Every mistake is magnified and every heroic act is quickly forgotten.
Quickly forgotten, yeah.
Fascinating interplay between the referee and his linesman. Just moments ago, he overruled his linesman to give BGSU possession.
Love to see them get it right, yeah.
And there overrules his linesman who raised his flag to call a foul on the Falcons, and the referee once again overruled him. So interesting dynamic playing out amongst all 3 teams out there today.
Cutter Womack looking to do a little 1-2.
Of course, I'm not sure what you call a group of officials. I don't know if it's a flock.
Cadre. I would call it an assignment.
That's good. Oh, geez, OPs.
Looks like Fisher a little slow to get up, but looks to be okay.
Glad they're all on their feet. That was right to the head. I would not have been surprised to see the referee take more action.
Jake Erlinson will take a moment here, maybe let players catch their breath. Anaya will come back on shortly. Erlinson with a little too much on that as it goes out. Apologizes to Carter Womack. Oh, great sliding kick there from Jake Erlinson. Garrido going to be called for that. Trying to win that ball a little zealously. Didn't look like there was much on it, but that Panthers pass actually hit the attacker in the shins, kind of caromed off. Apanunu on the ground. Wow. That'll go out. I believe that would have been an offside situation.
Interested to see who Berto Anaya comes back in for. If Carter Womack stays on the field or if it's someone else. certainly if these are his only minutes, he's acquitted himself well just in a few moments.
I would like to see Carter Womack stay on the pitch because his athleticism is just actually really unmatched as far as pure speed right now and acceleration and being able to maybe track a runner, right, as Panthers got a little more desperate and maybe start to send some balls over the top. He would be very able to stick with a forward.
That was
gratuitous
beautifully worked.
Bounce there for the Falcons, who may play just for, play for a throw-in. Maybe try to eat up a little bit of this clock here. Wouldn't mind possessing the ball. Okay, so there will be a little rotation here to get Anaya and Womack on the pitch together. We already used Thunder and Lightning, so we can't use that, but we'll come up with something. Pace and precision, maybe. Apanunu heads that down. Would have maybe liked to see him put that into the box in the air, but the Panthers now with some creative thinking to go wide there. Carter Womack, like we said, with the speed to get there. Offside, astutely called by a fan in the crowd. Kowalczyk ushering his players forward. Gonna take this long. Those long balls are really just speculative, aren't they? I mean, you're just hoping for a good bounce. And that'll come right back to Kowalczyk, who will certainly kill a little time here before scooping the ball up. Bit early to be thinking about killing the game off. 10 minutes left. I think the Falcons will still be trying to attack, but maybe trying to possess the ball a little bit in the Panther half. But right now, the ball just keeps coming back. I do wonder if maybe they'll want to play out of the back here just to retain possession. Offside again. We could be in double digits. I don't know if that's a statistic that we track.
We may be, Stephen.
Well, if we had one of the greatest sports analytics minds ever, we would know, and it turns out that we do. Oof. Georgia State has 8 offside calls against them so far. Oof. Carter Womack a little careless, little heavy with the second and third touch there. Let it go out for a Panther throw in. So 8 offside calls on the Panthers. That is a significant amount. You imagine if any of those had turned into potential attacks on goal. Players really communicating here, forming a plan, building their shape. Good aerial duel that Bisher comes away with. Rollinson back into the mix, and this ball is in the air. That is in the parking lot and on top of the porta potties, over the porta potties.
But not in the porta potties.
No. We have roofs on our porta potties here at BGSU. It's splurged.
We are hearing reports that we have already
recovered the ball.
Recovered the ball. Shout out to our Crackerjack field staff who got on that immediately.
That was delivered with the urgency that like we'd recovered the president after Air Force One had gone down. There was a real sense of seriousness there. Anaya on the ball. Masters looking to release somebody. Nobody home, but the Falcons will keep the ball here, and I like to see this. Taking care of it, and then Apanunu On Kuzmano wide. Kuzmano doing a lot of his work on the flanks today. Apanunu with a long throw into the box. Berto not going to win that one in the air. See, this is where you'd think the Panthers would break with speed, and they do. Zach Bisher, Carter Womack getting back to help, and the Panthers with some potential here. Falcons need to get bodies for it, and Carter Womack picks that off smoothly. And can the Falcons do something now with numbers? Choose to take things a little more slowly. I appreciate that. That'll go out for a Falcon throw. Just about 6.5 minutes left. Georgia State touchline is animated about something. I'm not sure what.
Well, you can appreciate the frustration. They've come here. They've played exceptionally well.
They have, yeah.
And, you know, this, the kind of game where the breaks could have gone either way.
I believe that was Alberto Anaya going down, clutching his face. Hopefully he's okay. I think maybe was raked by another player as he went down.
Ticking down towards 5 minutes left. The Senate has just passed emergency legislation to raise the debt ceiling through December, and you've got to think that Georgia State is hoping for some similar last-minute intervention here.
I love that. I think we can work that in somehow.
Ooh.
Oh, it was almost a top bins header. Apanunu jumps up to get that. Masters on his horse getting this ball back, and he will hound this defender as he is wont to do. And of course he forces a throw in. That is Nathan Masters at his best. Pressing, winning the ball.
Let's say this is credit to Georgia State. I'd say at least half the time on this broadcast we talk about the notable fitness advantage that BGSU has over their opponents, but Georgia State is.
They look up for it.
In my mind, they've matched them stride for stride tonight.
Number 18 has made some runs up the flank with the ball that were really dangerous.
Can they hold on?
BG will use this Georgia State throw in. He's going to call him back a little bit just to try to pin them back. Oh, there's there's Nathan Masters winning the ball back, probably in a very painful way. I send an ice pack his way, and that'll go out. And now BG able to kill off just a full minute here again. Nathan Masters' hard work allowed that.
Well, it was his back that arguably created the first goal, and it used his back to create another scoring chance there.
BG will just take this to the corner now. Falcon throw, and Georgia State frustrated, but this is really smart from the Falcons, managing the clock well.
Well, we had 3 goals in the opening 15 minutes of this second half, and we promised you many more over the final 30.
We said that it was plausible that there would be more.
I think we've had an enthralling encounter either way, even if the goals haven't quite flowed over the final 30. Still time, though, for Georgia State to find one.
Kuzmano clearly plays that off his pectoral muscle, which elicits calls for handball. Free kick to Bowling Green. 2.5 minutes left. What a great ball to Kuzmano, who can keep control of it. Panthers doing a great job of escaping there, and they will look to hit.
He's
ooh, he looked off to me.
Well, I can't say if he was on or not, but he was certainly in if the pass was right.
Masters just trying to stay on his feet. Kuzmano. Good for the Falcons to. Oh, that was a. Some of those passes you just hard to believe they're going to work, but that one comes off, and Naya just picks his pocket. Beautiful, and Falcons just trying to kill this game off professionally. I would be frustrated, but this is just the smart thing to do. Clock will stop here for an injury.
I think you've got multiple Falcons out there. You can tell heavy legs. They're tired. They've been out here for 90 minutes. They've got another 100 seconds to go. That'll be job done. Well, can't say enough about these Georgia State Panthers. Very impressed by them today, and looking forward to seeing them in years to come as well.
Yeah, welcome to the conference.
They are clearly a strong addition to the soccer of this conference.
Already strong MAC. MAC's very strong conference.
You know, some would call it the strongest in the country.
They would. One minute remaining. I believe this is a free kick. It is. In the corner.
Referee, linesman on the side didn't hesitate to raise his flag and call a foul there. Can't quite see from here what's going on, but.
And I don't understand Kowalczyk off his line like this here. I just can't imagine what good can come of it, but he's heading back. Half a minute left.
Clock ticks down, under 20.
Not the best. Oh, gosh, and now Kuzmano could do this. Do it. Crowd wanted it, and he just decides to kill the game off, and I think that was smart. Oh, beautiful. So your Bowling Green State University Falcons escape a thrilling visit from the Falcons. I'm sorry, from the Panthers. And this was the opening account as there's some kerfluffle on the pitch. But BG opens MAC play with a visit from Georgia State and comes away with a 3-2 victory. And we will see you here again 7 p.m. on Saturday versus Georgia Southern. And Will, I know you won't be here, but Tom Roble will be, and we'll see you hopefully again here shortly at Cochrane Stadium. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and go Falcons.